YouTube, what's happening? Welcome to Out of Style Beats. Look, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. Why in the world would anybody name their channel Out of Style Beats? Hey, it's quite simple, self-explanatory, really. I named it that because the kind of beats I like are not in style. I'm 49 years old, and a lot of this stuff that I'm about to say is in the it's in the channel description. But I'm 49 years old, so I graduated high school in 1994. So I literally grew up with hip hop. Started listening to hip hop in the 80s as a kid. Late 80s, I was in junior high from like 87 to 89. I think 1990 was my freshman year of high school. So, that tells you all you need to really know about why I call my channel what I call it. Now, right off top, everything that I'm saying is just the way I feel. I'm not saying everybody should feel this way, but the kind of hip hop and the kind of rap that's popular today, that's not my get down. That's for this generation. That's them. I let them do them the same way the people who are older than us let us do our thing. But if I hear something that I like, don't get me wrong, I'll give it props and I'll jam it. But generally speaking, I stick to my own stuff. And so, saying, calling me an old head and unk and all that kind of stuff, none of that means absolutely nothing to me. Nothing. I've been a literal uncle ever since I was 14 years old when my older brother had his first son. So I take pride in being an uncle. And my nephews love me. But man, I grew up in the era that really put hip hop on the map, to be honest. There's no way hip hop would have come where it's come if it wasn't for the era that I grew up in. And so, that's the kind of stuff I like to hear. I like beats and rap from the 90s because that's who I am. And so I don't have a problem with that. And I'm willing to bet you I'm not the only one. I see I got six subscribers already. So that means that there's 7 of us total who feel the same way. So right off top, we got a community, the Magnificent Seven. So, yeah, that's where I'm coming from with it. You hear this music that's playing in the background. You're not gonna hear no music like this on the radio. Ain't nobody playing this in the club. Ain't nobody, youngsters ain't vibing to this, and this ain't their wave. I made this because I like it. It's got a sound that I like. So, anybody that likes anything that's from the 80s and 90s, especially from the 90s in particular, if you're down with production by DJ Premier, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, Pimp C, Lord Finesse, any of that. Larry Smith, the legendary Larry Smith, the list goes on and on and on. Pete Rock, Ant Banks, Sir Jinx, the Beat Miners, you name it. Joe. Yeah. Daz Dillinger, Havoc, you know, Big Prodigy of South Central Cartel. I mean, all that, man. That's what I like. You know, East West, East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest. You know, the legendary Traxter. I mean, all that, man. That's what I like. You know, and that's the kind of stuff that I like to hear. That's the kind of stuff that I like to attempt to make. Like I said, in the description of this channel, I'm not even that great of a beat maker, but you know, I recognized a long time ago that the kind of music I make has a certain flavor to it. So I do what comes naturally to me, and not only that, I do it because I like it and it sounds good to me. That's the sound that motivates me, and I think that's what people should do. You know, I don't believe in trying to chase the sound of the day or whatever is popular just because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. And again, that's just the way I feel about it. I'm not saying that's what you should do about it. If, you know, if you like what's going on today and that's what you want to be a part of, then hey, do it full speed ahead. Do that. But that's not what I'm doing. So if you wanted to know why I decided to name this channel Out of Style Beats, that's why, you know. So I just gave you a small list of producers who have a sound that I grew up jamming, that I like, you know. And I still didn't name them all, you know. I mean, who did I leave out? I left out RZA. I left out Beats by the Pound. I mean, man, I left out Large Professor, Easy Mo B, Mike Mosley, you know, Studio Tone, Tone Capone, I mean, EA Ski, I mean, man, there's so many, I mean, Mike Dean, I mean, there's just so many great producers, man, that I grew up, you know, their music is what made me fall in love with hip hop. You know, even before I knew what producing was and beat making, I just, you know, their sound had already left an impression on me. So, you know, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of, you know, I guess you could say a quick introduction as to, you know, who I am and what I like when it comes to rap and hip hop. And like I said, all of the music that I like is actually out of style. I like all kinds of old music. You know, I don't care if it's funk or soul music, blues, classic rock, metal. All the stuff I like is from a different era. It's from a bygone era. You know, but it's not out of style to me. So I'm not really concerned about what's in style. I'm not really concerned about what's popular. I'm not concerned about what's on the top of the charts. I'm concerned about what I like. And like I said, I don't believe that I'm alone. I believe that there's plenty of other people out there that feel the same way. So if that's you, you came to the right spot. Hopefully you'll check back in and you know, we'll kick it. All right? I'm out. Peace.